So today we got inside the Cook County Jail drug epidemic, okay, by Tommy G. Shout out to Tommy G. All right, if it's your first time here, welcome here. If it's not, welcome back. If you've not hit the link for open on the socials. I advise you, or if you could, please hit the like button to get the algorithm going. Comment down below if you've been in this jail. Tell me how it is in Chicago. I know Chicago ain't the best. We know that, right? But I'm gonna try to do these. I know he has another one coming. It was, I think he did some ride along or something. So this will be on like any jail stuff. So I might, if he has another jail video coming out or something. So I might continue watching jail videos or like police ride alongs and stuff that Tommy G or anyone else does. If you guys like them. But let's get into this.
County Jail is one of the largest and most notorious jails in the United States. Home to around 6,000 inmates, many of whom are heavily gang affiliated, this is a massive correctional facility that has incarcerated some of Chicago's most infamous criminals like Al Capone, John Wayne Gacy, Larry Hoover, and King Von. Currently behind the barbed wire walls, Cook County sheriffs are battling against a serious and invisible drug epidemic called paper strips. What happens is smugglers take harmless looking items like books, court documents, or family
or mail. I remember that.
Photos, and they soak them with synthetic chemicals ranging from cannabinoids to fentanyl, some of which are lethal and lead to overdose deaths. So today, Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart invites me in to show me how his team of officers fight against this problem. And we even see
that's the difference. The sheriff's got to run the jail. That's the difference between, I guess, the chief of police and the sheriff. The sheriff's run the jail.
On a high-security cell block that uncovers drugs and homemade shanks. So join us now, but first a quick word from the sponsor of today's episode.
All right, I'm gonna let that play. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Let me refill the cup.
Folks, I'm sitting at the airport about to board a flight, and I got some time on my hands, and I'm always looking for ways to make a little extra money, and I think you might be too. And that brings me to the sponsor of today's video, Free Cash. So I pop it right open, and first thing I see is Dice Dreams. So I'm gonna click the offer, start playing these games, and as you level up, you start making some money. This is not gonna retire you. This is just a little extra change on the side to help you in your life. And to think that you can get paid for playing games, I mean, it seems like a slam dunk if you have extra time on your hands. And when you wanna cash out, you click your money and you can get cash out through PayPal, Venmo, or even through Amazon gift cards. So basically you get paid to test out games.
It has 4.7-star reviews
with over 250,000 reviews on Testpilot. So whether you're on break on your job, taking a shit, waiting at the airport, look no further than Free Cash if you want to earn a little bit of extra money while testing out games on your phone.
And if you use my link in the pinned comments or this QR code, you will get a $10 bonus on the first game you play.
If this sounds up your alley, get started, get playing, make some money. Thank you, Free Cash. And now, back to the episode.
Warning, this documentary contains raw footage of correctional facilities, substance abuse, and covers the topic of drug overdose deaths. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, call the national helpline you see on the screen.
This is Tommy G, Tom Grishesky.
Hey Tommy G, I already got the heads up about you. You're good.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right, folks, we are at Chicago's notorious Cook County Jail, and we're going to be looking into their drug epidemic with the strips, the paper strips. And this is an extremely notorious Chicago jail. I mean, just where we are right now, this neighborhood is hotly contested Little Village territory where we have the Two Sixers, the Latin Canes, Satan Disciples, Maniac Disciples, and all sorts of gangs just all over the place right here. When they lock them up here, the guards have to figure out a way to keep it safe, which is a logistical challenge. This is a place I'm very excited to learn about. We'll bring you in just a moment. All right, back in the paddy wagon again. I can't imagine spending any amount of time in a place like this. To do anything that frequently puts you back behind these walls, to me, is kind of a mind-blowing loop to be stuck on for a human. But I also think it has so much to do with neighborhood, culture, and structure, and influences. That's one thing that if you want to change America from the ground up, we gotta increase fatherhood, we gotta make reading and learning cool, we gotta make cleaning up litter and taking care of the environment cool. Who are we with right now?
Tom Dart, Sheriff of Cook County. Tommy, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. And you're gonna be taking us on a tour?
Yeah, we're going to go into Division 6, which is one of the, oh God, about like 15 different divisions that we have right now here at Cook County.
And do you know how many officers you have on staff at a given time?
Oh, a little under 3,000 correctional officers, correctional deputies, period, and run 3 different shifts. And depending on the population a little bit, it goes up and down a little bit.
So this paper strip drug epidemic has been a big challenge.
Yeah, you know, Tommy, the whole opioid epidemic that hit us about 5 or 6 years ago in this country hit everybody and hit every aspect of society pretty hard, so it was not unusual for it to appear here.
Are conjugal visits allowed here?
No. In visitations in jail, traditionally they occur behind bulletproof glass with little screens to yell through. We've allowed to where people are sitting at tables. Not only like we encourage the kids to hug their dad when they get there.
That's huge.
Yeah. Right to your right here.
So we're going to the basement of Cook County, and apparently it's like a tunnel system under here. It's easy to get lost. This is a behemoth of a building. I mean, to
Hi there, how you
house
doing?
6,000 inmates at a time and up to 9,000, just the infrastructure that needs to happen is considerable. You have to remember, a lot of jails are kind of like paramilitary organizations. They have a hierarchy in the guards, and there's a certain way you can walk and talk, and it's almost like boot camp for criminals, bad guys. So which unit are we in right now?
We're in Division 6 down in the basement, and we're heading to the mail room.
And this is known as kind of medium security area?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Hey, bud. Good seeing you.
So this is seized paper strips.
Yes. Yeah, that was one of the major problems, was 2 things. One, a lot of the stuff we were getting wasn't traditional narcotics. And so a lot of testing didn't show much, because originally when this first hit us, they were using stuff like rat poison. They were using...
People were smoking rat poison?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not only is the substance easy to smuggle, but it's a Russian roulette of a drug because it's...
Time out. What did I just get into?
Narcotics. And so a lot of testing didn't show much, because originally when this first hit us, they were using stuff like rat poison. They were using...
People were smoking rat poison?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Bro, if you gotta smoke rat poison just to get through, I don't know, man. Dude, if you gotta get a rat poison just to get an itch, just to get a high or whatever, bro, you just give up, dude. I don't know. You just be sober, dude. I don't care, bro. Just, like, rat poison, bro.
Not only is the substance easy to smuggle, but it's a Russian roulette of a drug because it's almost impossible to know what you are smoking. For example, there are reports of this paper drug being delivered coated in toxic compounds like roach spray and rat poison. Now folks, the most common chemical application on the strips is synthetic weed, which is also known as K2 or spice, which as a high school kid in Illinois in the early 2010s, I experienced this stuff firsthand. It is an incredibly intense high that sometimes resulted in me having to lay down and basically hallucinate for the first 10 or 15 minutes of the experience. And this is just another dangerous aspect of the strips because it can leave the intoxicated inmate incredibly vulnerable to being attacked, or in the case of what's happening in Georgia state prisons, tied up to be extorted for money. And so now Cook County...
I about to say, are they touching his butt? I don't know, man.
Sheriffs face a tough catch-22. They can either continue to allow physical paper documents through the mailroom, which civil rights advocates would say is a protected First Amendment right, or like other jails and prisons, they can completely ban mail altogether and force inmates to receive digital copies of communication.
So none of those things would hit if you test them because they aren't illegal substances. We test enough of it just to know what it is people are trying to sneak in these days. And it's now like different variations of cannabinoids that they're doing that keeps changing. We put so much time and energy into this thing, buying machines, you know, not just dog sniffing, because none of the traditional stuff worked. We added all this stuff, but then we opened up all sorts of criminal investigations of people bringing it in.
This month, a corrections officer was accused of agreeing to smuggle in drug-soaked papers in exchange for $2,000.
Outsider.
Bro, for 2,000, that's it? You're telling me you're gonna go to jail. You're gonna work at the jail that you're about to go to jail for $2,000? I would never. Yeah, at least say me. Come on, bro. I wouldn't do that in general, but like, come on. There's gonna have to be 2 more zeros in front of that 2,000. right? I'm gonna at least need 20,000, 30,000, 100,000.
Insiders bringing in the whole 9 yards, and in doing it, one of the times we did it, we did a search warrant, got in the house, and found all these things that this guy was using to make these compounds, and with it he had like his formula that he was doing.
Yeah,
and
this is some mad scientist
absolutely
kind of job.
And he was sending it out to other people too. He'd take money for it. A sheet this size would go for at least $1,500.
While filming another story I'm working on covering the programs offered to inmates within Cook County Jail, I got to speak with some of the inmates about the strip epidemic, and here's what they had to say about it.
Strip's a drug people do on the streets, or is that like a jail and prison only drug?
I think it's like a jail and prison only drugs.
No one's doing that in the streets, right?
No, nobody doing it in the streets. Because it's like, and here you really can't get what you get in the streets, so.
And what do you think motivates people to do strips?
I think some people, when they start doing strips and everything, I think some people just be bored because jail just is like a repeated thing.
And that's why programs like this are so important, because it takes some of the boredom out of jail?
Yes, sir.
What do you think motivates the guys doing the strips to do them?
Some people don't see the light. Some people feel like they never coming home. Some people have drug addictions prior to coming here, so it's a substitute.
Te puede matar en algún momento, te pone como estuvieras borracho.
Como un zombie?
Sí, te pone como un zombie.
Now we're about to be on our way to an active raid happening where we go.
It's like now didn't they have like, what was it, jail alcohol? Now they got this.
For a cell block and see if there's
Yo, y'all remember? I heard Diddy made jail alcohol or something.
in the unit. And now we're walking through legendary doors here. Anyone that is in the streets in Chicago knows about Cook County Jail. And famous rappers have been behind bars here. King Von, Little Durk.
All criminals, by the way. Don't look up to those people, by the way. They murder and kill. Ain't no one you should be looking up to. They went to that jail for a reason. Yeah.
So we're walking into, I think it's a briefing meeting for the guards before they do the search.
All right, we're going to Delta Jack, right? You guys already know with our pre-briefing, half in the front, half in the back. Everybody hits the floor. No deviation from that. Everybody hits the floor, everybody gets cuffed. When they hit the floor, make sure that you're observing, right? Make sure nobody's fiddling with anything in their waistband, trying to ditch any contraband, weapons, whatever. Cuff them. Once everybody's cuffed, a couple of you guys break off upstairs. We'll make sure the bathrooms upstairs are clear. Everybody gets assisted to their feet, escorted to the wall. Everybody gets a good pat down. They're going indoor rec. Be safe. You guys know who your partners are. Where your partner goes, you go, okay? Nobody's alone. But we gather information through various avenues to determine who has the contraband. Which person, maybe it's not on person.
Someone snitching?
Maybe it's under a sink. Maybe it's somewhere under a water closet, somewhere they have easy access to. But through various ways of information.
Someone snitching?
That's how we get it and we narrow it down. All the information together. Like, okay, I heard it from here, we got it from here, we got it from here. It's all linking up. Then we go hit it.
All right, here we go. You always feel the excitement in the air before a raid.
These officers are getting ready to launch a full-scale blitz on a maximum security unit. In order to overwhelm and quickly subdue every single inmate, they are going to sweep the pod from 2 different entry points with the goal of no inmate being able to have the time to hide contraband or flush drugs down the toilet. Let's see how this goes down.
You think the inmates know you guys are coming?
It's 50-50. We usually don't hit it this late, so it might be a good chance that they don't think we're coming.
Yeah, dude, they don't see 5 people standing up right there. Let's see what they got.
They got everyone on the ground. The first step is securing everybody. Look, you see people peeking their heads out of their cell too. But to be an inmate and to not know when this is gonna happen, that at any moment throughout the day, they can come in, rush you, and start the search. If you're on the side of smuggling,
let's see if they'll find anything.
You have to stay on your toes at all times. What are we looking at so far?
So you have a shank made out of
Golly, dude.
and then here you got what we call roaches, right? We haven't opened it up yet.
That's fine.
This was laying on the ground. This was laying on the ground.
But you think that's strips?
So usually, typically, yeah, each roach will contain multiple strips.
What's this?
This is basically what it is cellophane that's rolled, right? And they roll it until it gets really hard. And what they'll do is they'll stick it like in a sock, they'll tie it into it, and they'll use that as a weapon. Here is, it's a magic shave cream, but it's filled with feces.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's a...
Oh my gosh! Oh! You telling me someone took a poop and was shoving it in that bottle? Hell!
Weapon, a biological weapon?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that is a lethal weapon. Whoever had that in their hand should be in jail for now. That is a chemical weapon. That should be a war. That's probably a war crime if another country did that, bro. Bro, it's a war crime and is in the jail. If a damn country was at war and they started spreading poop everywhere and burned poop and just putting it everywhere, that's chemical warfare, bro.
What would be the other purpose of filling poop in that?
What I like to think is I feel like we've been doing pretty well recovering weapons, right? So this is like their last resort.
Okay, so right now behind us, one by one, every single inmate is being searched, and a search is an unpleasant experience. I mean, some of these guys are getting their shoes taken off, socks taken off, they're getting felt around their groin area.
It ain't the first time they've been through this.
Another shank.
Yeah. This is a wick.
That's out of toilet paper?
I believe this is toilet paper. Yes, toilet paper. So what they do is they'll light one end of it. This is what they use to start, light up fires. Or roaches that you saw earlier, that's how they light them up.
One thing to highlight, look, so this is made out of a hailer, a medically necessary piece of equipment, but if abused can be turned into something that can stab somebody. And this is the fine line that a jail has to operate, is human freedoms, healthcare, danger. Another thing to note here is I was curious how the segregation might work, but I do see Latinos, blacks, mixed. Some jails racially segregate, some do it by gang, some do it by age, some do it by level of danger.
I was going to say racial, didn't say gang.
But how you sort people
it's the exact same thing,
is a recipe that can either make safety or danger depending on how you do it. A logistical question that every jail has to think about.
I mean, if you're going to say gang and racial, it's damn near the same thing. Yeah, there's obviously some gangs that allow, but some gangs only allow white only gang, Hispanic only gang, black only gang, Asian only gang, Korean, whatever. So, yeah, I mean, it's more or less the same thing if you're segregating them.
So anyone that is wearing a green jump.
Damn, dude, you got a hole. It looks like at the perfect spot for someone to take your buns, bro. No hate.
A logistical question that every jail has to think about. So anyone that is wearing a green jumpsuit.
Oh no, it was just inside out. I was like, what?
It's apparently because they've either indecently exposed themselves or got caught masturbating.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Search the day room,
got
especially
some
when there's
gooners in there.
none of these guys present. These individuals, if there's stuff hidden in the toilets, under the toilets, the main thing with that is this is priority. Clearing the tier, making sure all of them are gone. If there's a weapon or some drugs in that toilet, it's not going anywhere.
Does each guy have a bathroom in their cell too?
Yes. Yes.
So this is the community room if they're out and about. Are they allowed to have any sort of towel?
No. Another shank.
Another shank?
The small one too.
Looks like to be another screw. Make sure it's just clear. This is the only division that has these where you can kind of control. Your skin's got to touch it, but see, that's a problem too. If it's not lighting with the skin, that means that it's tampered with.
And what are the implications of this being tampered with?
They could loosen these screws, which allows this to come up, exposing the wires. Attempt to light fires or just conceal contraband in there. I mean, these guys have all day, every day to figure out how to hide this stuff.
That's fair.
So we just start from the back and just work our way this way. But every nook, every cranny has to be searched. Excess food.
At least put their stuff back down. Come on.
With the windows, just because it's all the way on the end, they can hide stuff in there. So when we're doing this, the main thing we want to do is we don't want to mess up their stuff. We don't want to be bogus. But for us, we
There
go
you go.
picture by picture, paper by paper. These guys are ingenious. They could have 2 pieces of paper glued together with drug-soaked paper in between them, and just any quick glance, you wouldn't even notice. So this is usually a big indicator, the holes in the mattress. This guy,
What you been doing?
well, he had something in there. So yeah, with these books, you just essentially, yeah, these might just be bookmarks, but we got to make sure that they're just bookmarks. Because in between any of these pages could potentially be, and not even just drug-soaked paper either.
At least he's reading though. Get them.
Staples, paper clips, tattoo needles, really anything.
Do raids happen on a daily basis?
Well, that's our whole function. I mean, we wouldn't describe them as raids. They're targeted searches or just regular tier searches. They have to be done. It all depends on the information we have, the intel we have. Will determine if we're going to make a strategic entry through the front door, the back door, both. If we're just going to hit a cell or 2, it all depends.
We're gonna cut the ceiling off, pick it up. We're gonna flashbang it. We're gonna rope down it and then clear it out. That's what y'all should do next.
A lot of plans.
WLID up. Or cut the window open, kick it, open it. Right? Cut the window open for one of these cells. Helicopter up there. Open it. Boom. Kick it through. Get in there. Get everyone in there. Open the cell. Then do it. Element of surprise, boys.
Planning goes into each one of these.
Have you seen any overdoses happen in these units?
Yes.
In 2023, Cook County Jail had 18 inmate deaths,
No
and a third of those were
way.
due to drug overdoses,
You're eating
making this
fentanyl?
drug problem the single greatest cause of unnatural death in the facility.
The 50th time this year, the Cook County
Sheesh.
Sheriff's Office makes an arrest related to drug-soaked paper.
Including occasionally the guards themselves.
This month, a corrections officer was accused of agreeing to smuggle in drug-soaked papers in exchange for $2,000.
Folks, because smuggling a single soaked piece of paper can be worth as much as $10,000, and because it is also very difficult to detect who the dealer is that is smuggling in the drugs, my gut tells me that the economic incentives are too high for this problem to go away anytime soon.
Which would you say is more dangerous, the gang violence or the strips?
They're both just as important, right? But
what if they play into
paper
each other?
drugs have been prevalent for the last, how long? It's really picking up steam. But the problem is that with the paper drugs, it's dangerous to not only them, but it's also dangerous to us as well. That kind of might tip the scale a little bit.
Justin Wilkes, Chief of Investigations and Intelligence.
And what's been grinding your gears lately?
Well, for the last couple of years, saturated paper inside the jail. Back in 2023, we had our first death from smoking.
I hate to be like, how does this work? Are they legit smoking paper? Like, how does this go?
Smoking the saturated paper, and I feel like ever since then, that's been kind of a thorn in the side of the sheriff's office.
And what is this drug?
I don't know exactly how to describe it. Because they're all different kinds. There's synthetic cannabinoids, synthetic opioids, synthetic.
And I would assume it has a smell if they light it.
Hallucinogens, and so we don't really know. Each one's different. The inmates have a term they use, and when the more potent it is, they'll call the stuff death.
Did you get something over here?
Yeah.
Can you show me what that is?
Death?
They must have had a whip and that started these on fire.
So are they making homemade joints? Do they have a piece that they're hitting?
Yeah, they're making homemade joints.
When you guys raid a cell, how often are you finding contraband?
We find it every single time.
Every single time?
Seems
so it never stops?
Never stops, ever.
I know you're about to search a cell?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to search it and then walk us through what's going through your head as you're searching?
Sure. So I start from
Can I
the
search
top,
one, please?
all the way here. And I'm just looking for anything that they either stuff inside of these lights. And this came off of the top. So I'm gonna go through it, see if it looks saturated or if they hid anything in there.
How long have you been doing this for?
I am going on my 4th year.
And what's it like?
You know what? I really do like it. And it's wild.
But are you attracted to the adrenaline and the excitement?
Yeah, I guess so. In here, in between these little joints, they stuff stuff too.
They have holsters, but do you have a gun? Just curious.
This is just the wrapper, but sometimes they put the Suboxone strips in here, but nothing's in here.
Which drug would you say causes you the most trouble nowadays?
Probably the drug-soaked paper.
It looks like a very uncomfortable drug to do.
It's actually kind of scary, the way they look when they're on that. Doesn't look like it's enjoyable.
What do we have here? What are we looking for?
Well, we search everything, so
Yeah,
this
if you're
was
looking for
tied
an
on
itch,
the
though,
door,
I mean.
but like this they can't keep. It's like a handmade bag, so it's considered contraband because they do get a shower bag already. They hide stuff in here a lot. I found Suboxone a few times, so I always open their mineral cream.
So you're the tester?
I'll do the testing. I write down exactly what was found, like the.
Yeah, I'll be the one smoking it. Huh? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
They're not supposed to have, but if they bring suspected paper, this one's for synthetic
Pudding
cannabinoids,
plain.
and then but we also have other.
God damn, everybody hates Chris pudding up in there.
Paper.
Just pudding plain. Just everybody hates Chris pudding.
So we have the.
Oops.
Or we have the opioids test. But you basically just rub on the paper that you think is suspect narcotics. Once you rub it on the paper, there's like 2 vials in the test kit. So this one, like, didn't show anything. So it's not, if it's actually something, it's gonna look like this one here.
No. Oh, you haven't find nothing. Is that what that
You
means?
can see the different discoloration, and it shows brown would be the cannabinoid. So this is hooch. This is jail-made alcohol. The start of it. You can see there's a little bit of the juice, but they put a lot of different things. Like one time I found one with corn in it.
Yeah.
Whatever starts it from like the yeast or whatever, that's what they wanted to make that alcohol.
And can you describe the scent?
It's crazy because it actually smells like alcohol, but it also smells really bad.
If someone is
'Cause it's
caught
alcohol.
smoking a strip, do they get extra time added to their sentence?
So we will charge them an additional crime. So anybody that is in possession of the saturated paper, depending on the schedule of narcotic that it comes back from the lab being, it's a lot of times it's a class 1 felony.
What is a hit
yes.
on a paper strip run for in these jails?
So depending on the potency, we've seen it up to $10,000 for an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper.
Who's paying?
So they will cut those up into little $25 strips.
And that's where the overdose comes in, is it's hard to judge the potency until you've tried it.
Right. Yeah, and each guy is trying to outdo the other guy.
What can a successful paper strip dealer stand to make in a month, you think?
In our one case that we had, the guy was bringing in, I don't know, so it's hard to tell because he was distributing it throughout the country. So it wasn't just here that he was doing it, but he was bringing in, I would say, over $100,000 a month.
Does it blow your mind
Makes
to see
sense.
people return again and again and again to conditions like this?
Yeah, our system is broken. Prior to this, I worked at IDOC as well, at Stateville Penitentiary.
What are the differences that you've noticed working both jail and prison?
Prison, you got guys with guns watching you, unlike here. It's more, I say it's more controlled. You'd be walking the line of guys and you got guys with guns on top watching you, making sure nothing happens to you and or anyone else. So.
What is it like being lied to so frequently?
Buddy seems like he's been through something.
It's hard because you can't, because when you want to help someone, you really don't know if they're telling the truth or not, or they're just trying to spin you to gain whatever it is that they're trying to achieve.
Now that you've witnessed a raid reveal weapons and drugs, let's take you to the basement of Cook County Jail where much of the battle against smuggling is fought.
Tell me about your role in this operation.
What we do is we search the mail as it comes in. They go through all the mail, but they do not open anything. They just separate it per division. And we go over and take all the mail and bring it back over here, and we will open it by hand, and we will search everything.
Here they have a mailroom and drug detection laboratory where specialized officers hand search through the packages, letters, and books that come in, and they use infrared scanner technology to hunt for the invisible paper spray drugs.
If you were to guess, like what are the different things we're looking at here?
Our first instinct when we look at a book, it's all starting to fade here and getting all watered.
And so there's sophisticated communication going on where they know, hey, look for pages 152 and 171,
Correct.
and that's my drug.
Absolutely right. absolutely right.
So the vast majority of the book could be innocent, but 3 pages are what can make someone a few $1,000s.
So it is time consuming. You got to go like through each page and like look at each one. Might be different.
So this is a recipe an inmate wrote to somebody else?
Correct.
Okay, let me just read this out. This is a pretty crazy mixture. K2 spray, which that in itself, wild. Embalming fluid, purple can of Raid, boil the leaf with the water, nail polish remover, fertilizer, bed bug spray.
Yes.
Dude, fentanyl is bad, but that's competing with it. Yo, if fentanyl is the winner, this might be second place. This seems horrible. Bro, like, what? To get high in jail, I don't think that's worth that, dude. You're legit smoking poison, dude. That's you're legit ingesting chemical warfare.
You guys need to think of better drugs. This is wild to put in your body. How often
Just don't do
is a
it.
smuggling attempt made, do you think?
I mean, I don't have like real stats, but I would say daily. Just the amount of paper that we found in here saturated with something would lead me to believe that it's coming in from every avenue that's possible.
And then you walk a weird line between inmate rights and inmate safety.
Right.
Tell me about that.
Most of them are not convicted of a crime yet. They're here facing their trial. And so they're innocent until proven guilty. And so there's this feeling that you want to have, they have rights and that they want to be able to communicate with their family on the outside world. And you want that for them. You just have to understand that some people take advantage of that.
Folks, keep in mind that Tom Dart and his team at Cook County could easily eliminate most of this drug problem by completely banning all physical mail, but they intentionally choose not to. Instead, they believe that the family connection that comes from getting real photos and letters is worth the risk and is a key part of the rehabilitation process.
Can you explain what's happening right now around us?
So this is the mail room for division.
Or they don't want to pay or they don't want to pay for iPads. It's probably a mix of both. And honestly, I'm fine with it. Sorry. Did not mean to press it twice. I'm fine with it. Good.
All mail coming from the outside, from family members, the whole 9 yards comes in here. Before we give it to them, it's examined by machines and by humans to make sure it doesn't have any type of contraband in there. But for our purposes, the big part we're looking for is drug-soaked paper, but we're also looking for everything else under the sun.
Oh, you want to check out this machine?
Yeah, if we could. This was something that we got in when things started really heating up and things were really getting difficult.
They call it a T-ray machine. It's not an X-ray machine, so it's safe for your hand. And it's not going to have X-rays, something that's going to hit your body. What they do is when we get the mail, you put it on here, and it calibrates to the machine. But these are 6x9s. You can select standard mail 6x9 to 10x13s.
Okay.
So this is 6x9. So once you put it on, as you can see all these red lines, and it's like an air movement. But no matter how much I try to push the air out, all the red, which is deep saturation.
So that indicates there's some uneven weight distribution.
Correct, of saturation.
And there's some red in there too, huh?
Moisture that's inside it.
So you're suspect of this envelope?
Yes, this one is definitely suspect.
So what would be the next step with something that you might
So I will
identify
take
as
this,
potential
I'll take this
contraband?
back, we'll have it tested, and we'll have it sent for destruction. Now see, this one has a little bit, this is just air. Because as you can see, as I can move it, and it stays gone.
Yeah, it's no yellow.
There's nothing there. So this one's good.
How do you quantify the mail that you guys receive on a weekly basis?
Yesterday we had...
That's all red. What the hell's up with that?
And out of that, we confiscated 20.
So about 10% of the mail is potentially compromised.
That's correct. Now see, this one is extremely, there's no way I can get that out of there.
What we're seeing is the technology.
Bro, that looked like
has
someone
to
just threw
adapt.
50 of them in there.
Crime
Like,
is an interesting balance because the criminals are always innovating. They're always going to be slightly ahead of law enforcement, and then they go here, and then they go here.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a chess match.
There's a couple things. One,
Unless
they can
you-
repackage it if it comes in, you
I
know.
mean, it's kind of gonna have to be like that unless you freaking like get someone that's like with them, because at the end of the day you can't, like, you can kind of try to counter them, but at the end of the day you don't know what their next move is. Like, is their next move this or something easier? We don't know.
Or they'll just, seal it back.
Or something
and
else.
ship
Like,
it back.
you don't know their
Another thing
move, so
is,
it's gonna be hard to counter it.
Third-party Amazon, you could get a book and sell it on Amazon, and Amazon gives you shipping labels saying it's coming from Amazon. Technically not coming from Amazon, it's coming from you.
Do you ever find yourself being impressed by the ingenuity of these guys?
Oh, all the time.
What do you think it would take to have these guys harness that energy in a positive direction in the free world?
Desire to do it. Sorry. What is that? There's Suboxone right there in the seam.
So that orange strip is Suboxone?
That's Suboxone.
Amazon, what are you selling? I'm joking. I'm joking. It's not Amazon. Don't sue. Damn.
Oh, this book
caught
is
it.
pass. Right over here, we caught another one. It looks like, guys.
2.
The texture on this right here, you can tell it's been manipulated already.
So just to get a baseline, this is a clean sheet?
Correct.
So clean sheet, okay.
And then just go ahead and feel
drag
it.
your finger across.
Oh yeah, it just looks different. You can tell. Just from the angle of it, like right there, it feels
takes
more dense.
a fine touch, because the ordinary person, if they're not trained, I would just pass this. I have no idea that this is.
Yeah, no, that's right away. You can tell its texture.
Substances are making it to the city, and then orders are made from inside to out. Unless you just completely ban paper, I don't.
Strips.
You know, I wish I had an answer for that. What makes them want to do it?
I don't know, shit. I don't know.
Chasing the high?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Currently,
Maybe.
within these jail walls, which is more dangerous? Gang violence or the paper strips?
I would say the paper strips.
Folks, that was a look into
Well, they call it death, so I don't know what's more violent, gang or death. I would say the thing you're smoking, that's called death.
County's drug smuggling epidemic. Thank you to Tom Dart and his team for letting us in. And we have another piece coming with them soon. We cover their programming, their welding, their pizza
Okay, we'll definitely watch that.
kitchen, their rescue dog program. It's really cool, innovative stuff that I'm excited to show you. And folks, if you want to support the channel, rock the Big Dog merch. Look no further than TommyGMcGee.com. Get a sweatshirt, get a shirt, hat should be on there soon as well. Get what you like, check it out. I appreciate it.
Shout out Tommy G. He makes great videos. Whenever those come out, I know we got another one that we'll watch, but yeah, 100%. As long as there's people in prison who wants to do drugs there, will be in prison. Okay, yeah. As long as there's people that want to do drugs, yeah, okay. No way the Glock Dookie making an entrance, huh?
So throwing poop in that.
Oh yeah. The Glock Dookie. Cook County needs a 60-day in season. I don't know if they do. They got some fine officers there. Okay. What did you learn about the drug thing, though? That's not what we're here for, buddy. They're tormenting those inmates with those hot guards. Okay, dude, your mind's not on the mission. That might be true, but I'm not focused on that. If they ban physical mail, it looks like a bunch of people who would lose their job and the whole department would be shut down, which means less budget every year, which would mean less money every year. Precisely, why would they get rid of? I don't know if that plays into it. It could. I don't know if that fully does play into them not having mail, or them that's not why they're getting rid of mail. Also, again, it's gonna. What do you think? They're gonna have to switch to digital. That's gonna cost money, dude. So you act like there's gonna no money's gonna be, no. They said that it's either gonna be that or digital. That's gonna cost money to use digital things, bro. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. No, that could be true, but that's not. No, what you're talking about. Nothing's cooler than Tommy G at the gas station on the way to work before you went and made this video. Thanks again for taking the time to talk to me. Okay, shout out to that. We'll end it all there. Shout out to them. Shout out to Tommy G for the video. Hit the link for up on the socials. If you have not subbed to Tommy G, you're probably living on a rock, but I advise you do. Sub to Tommy G. Like the video. Comment down below. And yeah, that's disgusting. Poop. Damn, what? So was it a Glock Dookie? No, that's disgusting, dude. Oh my god.